Today my head feels quiet, not empty, just still. So I'm painting a heron and letting the process lead. First, I looked for inspiration for the colors I want to use. For that, I took out my watercolors to see which color combinations I felt drawn to. I thought it would be nice to paint a watercolor background before starting with gouache, and I wanted to let myself drift and listen to my intuition. I decided to use Lava, Quinacridone Red and Quinacridone Gold by Roman Schmall. Lava is such a beautiful color and I thought it would be perfect for the background because of its lovely granulation. I tested the colors on different papers just to get a feel for them and to gently ease myself into the flow. At the moment, I find it difficult to come up with concrete ideas. When I want to paint, I have this feeling of being a little stuck. I already talked about this in my last video. Right now, I'm trying to focus more on enjoyment and flow again. I actually started the 100-day challenge again. The idea is to draw a little bit every day for 100 days in a row. I hope this will help me discover new ideas. I also made one simple rule for myself for this challenge. I'm not allowed to draw any of my magical creatures. That doesn't mean I won't paint them here in my videos. They are simply excluded from the challenge. I realized that magical beings are a huge comfort zone for me. Whenever I don't know what to draw, I automatically create a little nature spirit covered in mushrooms or tree beings or something surrounded by fern. And now I'm curious, what will I sketch every day if I don't draw nature spirits? Just to see what new ideas might appear. Of course, I still deeply love these little beings. I'm simply hoping that this process will help me present them in more interesting ways in the future, or bring a new spark into my work. The day before this video was filmed was day 3 of my 100-day challenge, and I felt like drawing a heron with a long twisted neck. It's fascinating how different ideas emerge once you stop drawing what you usually draw. These sketches came from that moment and they made me want to translate the idea into gouache. Very calmly, without pressure, just as an exercise on the flow. And that brings us to where we are now in this video. At some point, I thought to myself, why not use my good Arrtx paper today? I will allow myself that. And surprisingly, it didn't create any pressure at all. I simply wanted to play with color and see how the heron would slowly develop. After sketching, I taped the edges and thoroughly wet the paper. That's when I noticed how useful a larger wash brush would be. Then, little by little, I applied the watercolor. I decided that my heron would be pink. The background ended up being a bit too small and subtle for such a beautiful granulating color, but that's okay. Nothing has to stay the way it is. I'm letting myself flow. I quickly realized that the tape didn't seal properly. It's the Scotch tape, which is supposed to be very good, But I've used it 2 or 3 times now and it never really held. I tend to forget this because I rarely tape my edges. Next time I will probably try a different one. But even that didn't bother me. This was only about painting and enjoying the process. After a while, when the paper was relatively dry, which takes a bit longer with thick, high-quality cotton paper, I started working on top with gouache. In this small gouache palette, I'm using colors from Holbein and Mijello. During this process, I felt completely relaxed and in the flow. I will let you watch for a bit while I slowly build up the body of the heron using white, pink and blue gouache. In the end, I added colored pencils to deepen the shadows and create more depth. I really love that the eye of the heron became the focal point, and I'm very drawn to the idea of this twisted neck. This winding shape is something I've been painting more often lately. I really enjoy it and it feels very calming to work on. After removing the tape and seeing that there wasn't a clean edge, I tried lifting the color with a damp brush and a cloth and some tissue paper. That didn't work, so I decided to simply cut off the edges. I had already considered from the beginning whether a borderless piece might look even nicer, especially if I were to frame it, and I like it much more without a border now. In the final steps, I added a few more details and shadows, and now it's finished. It was a very calm and relaxing painting session. I felt good to just go with the flow. I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you did, feel free to leave a like and hype and subscribe if you haven't already. A huge thank you to my wonderful patrons. You are amazing. And I will see you in the next video, my friends. Until then, take good care of yourselves and have a lovely time. See you soon. Yours, Xunani.